Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, changing jobs, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy, thy will be done. And in just a few minutes, as always, Rich Levinsky is going to be with us talking about consultants in the workplace. He's got a great topic this evening that has to do with the first of the year and what to expect on the part of consultants and the workplace for them. We have been recently spending 10 seconds in gratitude. So think of three things that have made you grateful for today. Uh, Go. You simply can't be unhappy when you're grateful. We have a very interesting topic this evening that I wanted to discuss, and it was prompted by an article called How Tech Broke the Job Market, written by a lady by the name of Aki Ito. It was very insightful, and it didn't lead to a lot of happiness on the part of job seekers, but she um, cites the fact that uh, the world of looking for a job has gotten more and more complicated with technology, especially the internet, and especially applying for jobs over the internet, and especially now even pronounced more by Chat GPT. The She comes to the conclusion, which is a good article to read if you're looking for a job. She comes to the conclusion and states the fact that the odds of finding a job by sending your resume to a company is 0.04%. 0.04%. That's the odds of finding a job by sending your resume over the internet to a company. The ratio of resumes received per recruiter in a company are 1 in 500. So for every recruiter in a company, they receive 500 resumes for every job opening. This is published by a firm by the name of Greenhouse Software. I'm not sure whether it's right or not. I know that I receive about 100 resumes a day. I've been doing this for 53 years and have built somewhat of a reputation of being able to find people jobs. And now she goes on to communicate the idea that the majority of resumes that are sent by bots, are sent by automation, don't fit the jobs that they're sent to, and they cause what economists call congestion. Um, uh, Nobel Prize laureates in economy call that congestion, where it's just jammed full of people in anything, where the end user is actually overwhelmed by the whole thing. And the odds of you getting interviewed and landing a job doing that are unlikely, very unlikely. She goes through the way when I got in this business, everything from mailing a resume to delivering a resume to a company, all the way through the technology of Chat GPT, of designing your resume specifically to fit a job and then sending it directly to an organization where it fits the job exactly. And I get at least 3 or 4 complaints every day from candidates that say, well, I fit the job exactly. Yeah, I know. So do the 499 other people that are applying to the job. At least 300 of those people, maybe even 400, aren't even going to get reviewed by anybody that knows what they're doing, because 60% of the resumes that are sent to an organization aren't even reviewed by people. They might be reviewed by a automated um, system, but they're not reviewed by anybody that even knows what they're doing necessarily in it. 60% of the resumes that are reviewed by people that don't really have any knowledge of the job that they're that they're reviewing for. So what does this all mean to you as a job seeker? Well, first you got to remember that 98% of the companies in the United States are less than 100 people. We have a tendency to think of companies as very large because they're out there in the bright lights and their names are all over buildings and they employ a lot of people. But 98% of the businesses in the United States are less than 100 people. Those are the people that employ most of the people in the world. And by applying to those kind of firms takes a lot of footwork, a lot of ingenuity, and a lot of assertiveness. Those are the kind of people that a person ought to be looking for. Our business is centered around those kind of firms. Yeah, we do business with the larger firms, but those firms that are receiving 500 resumes a day, unless we know a particular manager or we know a particular um, uh, uh, leader in those organizations, and we do this all the time because they're frustrated with receiving 500 resumes too, or a human resources department that is bottled up with congestion. I just filled a position with a company, the Fortune 100 company, because the guy wasn't getting any help from his people in the HR department. So remember that. Those are the kind of people you ought to go after. There's just a lot of congestion going on out there. Don't complain about it. There is nothing you can do about it. It isn't going to change matters. The concern I have about the lady's article is that it does cite a lot of the problems that are out there. It's not a bad article to read so that you as a job seeker know what the problem is, but it doesn't necessarily give you a lot of faith that you can solve it. If you read my online programs, especially the job search solution, I give you all kinds of remedies for that problem. All right, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. This is Tony Beshara with the Job Search Solution.